Hey guys, how you going? Okay, I've got some news for you today. Um, I don't know if I'm going to be live tomorrow. I'm hoping I can. Uh, but I've just got things going on. I think my life is about to change in a big way. But anyway, let's continue on. I'm hoping to be live tomorrow. Keep an eye out. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Leading reports said breaking JD Vance says the Jeffrey Epstein client list needs to be released. And I'm pretty sure we all agree with that one. And Trump has actually promised to release it. So let's see how we go. It's getting close, guys. The next couple of weeks are going to be mad. The Australian said Lydia Thorpe was absent for more than a third of parliamentary sitting days and voted in just 45% of divisions this year, new data has revealed. So she hasn't even been in Parliament. She's just put in there to upset the apple cart, I swear. You know what I think's happening? They're deliberately throwing this. They know they can't win. And same in America. I do believe that they know they can't win. But anyway, let's continue on. 17 Absolute Redux 76 said, I don't know what is about to drop on Kamala, but I do know this. They didn't roll out the Hitler and BS groping allegations just because they're getting dragged at the polls. They're getting out in front of something, or at least they're trying to. Let's see what happens. Is it the Diddy tapes? Is it? Or Smollett is my guess. Oh, because, yeah, that was set up. Probably by her too. Cat Turd said, oh, my God, and he's laughing his head off. They're desperate, deep breath, still laughing. Disclosed TV said now Kamala Harris, Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who was responsible for the death of 6 million Jews. Oh, dear God, really? They're bringing this garbage. This is what they were talking about. This is why she's doing it. They're desperate. Something's going on.
So yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired four-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is...
Who said that, Millie? You believe him? I want proof. I want proof that he said it then. Okay, anyway.
Loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally. One that will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within.
No, he's talking about you, love. No, he's talking about you guys. Anyway.
And even said that he would use the United States military to go after American citizens.
You again, sorry. You, Biden, the rest of yous. Not American citizens, not normal people.
And let's be clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within.
You.
Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify, in his mind, as the enemy within.
Projection, Your Honor. Projection.
Like judges, like journalists, like nonpartisan election officials. It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews and hundreds of thousands of Americans. All of this is further evidence for the American people of who Donald Trump really is. This is a window into who Donald Trump really is, from the people who know him best, from the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room. And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, who in fact vowed to be a dictator on day one and vowed to use the military as his personal militia to carry out his personal and political vendettas. Donald Trump is increasingly unhinged and unstable. And in a second term, people like John Kelly would not be there to be the guardrails
Because he's corrupt.
against his propensities and his actions. Those who once tried to stop him from pursuing his worst impulses would no longer be there, and no longer be there to rein him in. So the bottom line is this. We know what Donald Trump wants. He wants unchecked power. The question in 13 days will be, what do the American people want? Thank you.
I'm pretty sure most of the American people want Trump, regardless of the polls they show you. We are the majority now, and they know it, and they can't. They know they can't win. So I swear they say a lot of stuff because they know they're losing, and they're throwing it. Philip Seuss said, "Hold on, aren't we told Australia's stolen land? Then why are the progressive activists supporting the mass importation of foreigners into stolen land? Make this make sense." Yeah, Australia's not that small. Jeez. It'd be really crowded if it was that small. Anyway, compared to the people I'm talking about. Jack Pozo said, White House official, it's over. What's over? They're over. It's finished, guys. I mean, keep voting, go and vote, whatever you do, but let's finish this. Melinda Richards said, are there any bigger hypocrites in Australia than Lydia Thorpe, the photo of the lady we've seen who doesn't turn up to Parliament? This one? Okay. The half-white woman calls Australia the colony, wearing a dead animal around her as she yelled at the king, the colony that pays her, the colony that gives her designer clothes, the colony that gives her a car, the colony that gives her a home, the colony that does her hair and makeup, the colony that allows her to speak freely. She's everything that's wrong with the Aboriginal debate in Australia, and the media are all over her like a rash. Rosetta Diaz said, half-white woman, she's only 1% Aboriginal. These people. Okay, Elon Musk said major incitement to violence against real Donald Trump. Dave Rubin said, I can't imagine why people try and assassinate him. Kamala Harris has said Donald Trump is out for unchecked power. We heard that. He wants a military like Adolf Hitler had who will be loyal to him, not our Constitution. No, he wants the military to be loyal to the American people. That's what he wants. Not to him. The American people, you half-wit. He is unhinged, unstable, and given a second term, there would be no one to stop him from pursuing his worst impulses. They're worried. Don't mistake it. They are very, very worried. Liberal Tear Creator said, breaking, wow, just got off the phone with the same source that has proved me right every time. The feds arrested Diddy and confiscated his tapes prior to the election because many celebrities were planning on either not endorsing Harris or endorsing Trump outright. They have used these tapes as blackmail to keep the celebrities in check. Just look at Usher and how he don't want to talk politics on The View and didn't want to endorse anyone, but then was forced to do a humiliation ritual and ended up endorsing Kamala anyway. Also, look at Eminem looking like a hostage reading from a pre-written speech with Obama trying to win Michigan. Don't have a vote because a demonic celebrity tells you to. Vote for your morals. Beyonce is the next up on the list. Look at all the celebrities and they all correlate with Diddy and his parties. Very interesting there. Very interesting indeed. And then we've got a cartoon from Pauline Hanson. Queensland election is coming up. Please, guys, not Labor or Liberal, vote One Nation, because what you want to do is throw a spanner in their works. The more votes for One Nation, the more Pauline and Malcolm and Craig Kelly can stop these idiots from doing what they do. It's like a roadblock. It puts a roadblock in their way. Okay, let's have a listen to... I'm going to have to turn this down. It's going to be loud as otherwise. I'll test the volume as I'm going. So if you hear it go slightly up, that is me.
Oh, this is it. We've waited 3 long years for this, son. Get ready.
But none of it matters, Dad. It's all rigged.
Shh, starting. Welcome back to Queensland, the battle for the Premier Belt and the coveted title of the King of the North.
And we've seen some epic battles here this evening. Jim Chalmers wrestled with the RBA and lost badly, and he got to experience what real downward pressure feels like. Anthony Albanese grappled with the truth again, but walked away with injuries that were all self-inflicted.
Sure, JD, let's buy a house in Copacabana. That'll be a good look. King Charles was in the house and Lydia Thorpe called him out.
Not my king!
She hates this organisation, Steve, but still has the audacity to keep taking home all that taxpayer money.
But now it's time for the main event. These two political lightweights go head to head. In the red corner, we've got the reigning premier for the Labor Party, Stephen Giggle Miles. And his opponent in the blue corner, it's David, the LNP wee Crisafulli.
Yeah, go Crisafulli! You know, he might look weak and feeble and pathetic, but I reckon he's going to knock the smile off Miles' face.
Oh, and here comes Stephen Miles with a signature move, the pork barrel. Oh, look at him go. He's on a spending spree. He's throwing so much money around.
Yeah, a desperate move from a desperate man, but what's Crisafulli going to do to counter?
Oh, he's just copying Miles' every move.
See, they're exactly the same. Nah, they're heaps different. One's blue, one's red. Come on, Dad, you don't actually believe this, do you? It's all a lie. They just pretend to be different, but they're actually exactly the same.
Oh, nah, they hate each other. Look, they're trying to knock each other out.
It's awesome. You see, Dad, it's all theatre. It's scripted. It's just a show. It doesn't matter who wins. Things will never change. It'll always be a pointless fight between two opposing camps who are as bad as each other.
Wait, son, are you saying that it's all fake? They don't actually care about us?
No matter who wins, we lose.
Oh, Miles is on the ropes here.
But the audience just don't seem to care anymore.
It seems like they're having a collective epiphany here, Steve. They're disillusioned with the whole electoral process.
You see, Dad, it's all performative political theatre.
You're right. They just take in turns holding the Premier belt, and no matter what, they always win, and we always lose.
If only we could vote for a candidate that would actually fight for us.
Huh?
Whoa, what's going on? Pauline Hanson's One Nation have entered the political arena, and they look angry.
Wait, Dad, look!
There's still hope after all. Whoa, James Aspey's picked up a seat, and he's causing some real damage to the government. Oh, One Nation have picked up a bunch of seats.
That'll keep the bastards honest.
Finally, some real change, and this Queensland crowd are absolutely loving it.
We're finally seeing the contest we deserve, and this One Nation team will never stop fighting for Queensland. Woo!
Oh my goodness, that was good. Come on, Australia, do what America's going to do. Come on, you can do it. Lauren Vassalou? Vassaloy? How the F are women actually proud of this shit? Ollie London said, OnlyFans model brags about sleeping with 23 guys in one video. Okay, I'm going to vomit. Before asking for 100 men to join her next one. Oh, no way. There's something wrong with young ladies these days, I'm telling you. If you want to be part of the next one, I'm actually doing 100 guys in one day. Oh, geez. I'm not. She is, okay? Not me. She is. Okay, let's have a listen. Oh, dear God. Do I have to? Yeah, I do.
I went viral for letting 23 guys run a train on me with my friend Bonnie. Now, that video is actually out now, so if you want to check that out, you know where to go. But if you want to be part of the next one, I'm actually doing 100 guys in one day. So head on over to my Twitter to find out how to apply. I went viral for letting 20...
Okay, and this is what the Whatever podcast is fighting against, this type of thing. They're trying to get the women to see sense and to tell them opinions from real men who don't like this stuff. Real men. Oh, I don't know, honestly. There's something wrong with people these days. Okay, Philip Seuss said mass deportations. We have 2.4 million immigrants on temporary visas that can be re-immigrated out of the country. This would rapidly end the rental crisis, significantly tighten the labour market, and reduce environmental pressures. It's very easy. Very easy. Okay, Joey Manarino said, I don't hold anything against Kamala Harris for not having kids. Some people just aren't parent types, and that is what it is. But when she gets on stage and says that raising kids is tough and anyone who's ever raised kids knows what it's like, she's trying to make you think she raised kids and that's just patently false. Does she even know who she is? She does have a daughter, or well, who knows if it's a daughter or a son or what is it? But did she adopt that one? I don't know. If you know, you can tell me in the comments down below. I'm not sure if she adopted that young person. Okay, Rocket Man said, Tina Arena, kids, get your popcorn because you ain't seen nothing yet. This is Tina Arena. She was very famous in Australia in the 70s and 80s. But she never made it to the US and became famous, which a lot of them do. Tina Arena on Diddy allegations. I've had people saying, why isn't it that you weren't bigger in America? It is an industry that needs a massive overhaul with what we're seeing in America with Puff Daddy and all of that Pandora's box that's opening. Kids, get your popcorn ready because you ain't seen nothing yet. I didn't want to be part of that. There you go. Tina Arena did not want to be part. She was, as far as I knew, she was a good girl. I don't know if she was Christian, but she was a good lady. When she was famous here, she was a young girl, just teenager, you know. DC Lidston said, why the f is no one picking this up? Trump has said multiple times the bottom arrow is when I left office. That is April of 2020. The military took over? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now that was the lowest point. Okay? That everything was good is what I'm saying. Theoretical conspiracist said, been on this for a bit, so utterly paradigm shattering for people. They do not want to go there. Why is it orange? Worst colour. Here's why. BRICS was started the same year as Bitcoin. Muslim faith is now cool with it. Always were. And is there any more? Dude, it's coming out. Listen to this. Kash Patel says President Trump restores civilian authority to the military chain of command. They were fighting off 60 years at the Defence Industrial Complex, owning the Department of Defence, and Donald Trump restored civilian authority to the chain of command. I'm going to remind the world what Donald Trump did as our commander-in-chief, and I'm going to remind the world that he was the one that did not politicise it and did not bend a knee to Washington, D.C. and the generals that have been going in and out of the Defence Industrial Complex. That's what they're afraid of, that President Trump restored the DOD to the civilian chain of command that the Constitution demands and safeguard this world and our nation. You hear that? They aren't in charge of the military anymore. And there's a full interview there. There was one more comment I wanted to read here. Oh. They lost the grip. Okay. I'll go back. Okay, I've got to click on it again. Sorry, guys. But there was one here. Goofy Mr. Johnson said, I see stuff like this and it makes the gears get to turning, but I don't understand why. If the military took over, would the military allow this massive invasion to even happen? Why would military intentionally destabilise and jeopardise the homeland? DC Lidston said it's an internal power struggle, the war within, the enemy within. Do you get it? Okay, that looks very interesting. Rosita Diaz said Lydia Thorpe and others really need a lesson on British history. She persists in claiming the British royal family have somehow historically and personally damaged Indigenous folk, but the reality couldn't be more different. So in the mid-1650s, more than a century before the First Fleet sailed, parliamentarians fought royalists in the English Civil War, the so-called Roundheads and Cavaliers. The Civil War brought about radical change regarding the separation of power between the monarchy and the Parliament. All political decisions were to be made by the Parliament, and apart from the state opening, royalty did not attend, vote on legislation, declare wars, or decide colonies. It was parliamentarians, commoners, who would have decided to transport lawbreakers to Australia after Britain's usual dumping ground, North America, had been lost to the US with its War of Independence. This means Thorpe has effectively bullied King Charles and Camilla by attacking the wrong institution responsible for colonising Australia. Howard said the funny thing is that the British King took possession of New South Wales, but that didn't mean the Indigenous people became British subjects. They weren't considered part of the fauna and flora. Rosetta Diaz said the Flora and Fauna Act is a non-existent law that is at the heart of an urban myth about the rights of Indigenous Australians. The myth falsely claims that Indigenous Australians were legally considered animals by the Australian government. They weren't. The verdict: Miss Clanton's claim is a myth. Aboriginal people in Australia have never been covered by a Flora and Fauna Act, either under federal or state law. But despite several attempts by various people to set the record straight, the myth continues to circulate, perhaps because, as one academic told Fact Check, it embodies elements of a deeper truth about discrimination. There you go. So either way, I do believe Prince Charles is compromised, because why is he backing the climate change absolute garbage? He has enough brains and time to look up himself what's going on, but he doesn't. Pauline Hanson said the major parties are running scared because they know One Nation is gaining ground in Queensland. The Liberals are spreading lies, claiming we will support Labor. Let me be absolutely clear. One Nation will never support a Labor government. One Nation's James Ashby is the strongest candidate for Keppel, and the Liberals know it. They can't handle the fact that Queenslanders are fed up with their weak leadership. Queenslanders know Dave Crisafulli's LNP-backed Labor budget, so the Liberal Party's Labor budget, supported their treaty legislation and allowed the largest land grab by Aboriginal corporations. Is this who you trust to stand up for you? Crime is out of control, education is in shambles, and our health system is crumbling. One Nation is the only party with a real plan to fix it. We're not here for sound bites and slogans. We're here to solve the root problems that the major parties have ignored for decades. Queensland needs a government that stands for you, your family, and your future. This Saturday, vote for real change. So I had to say that because it needs to be said. Elon Musk said good. Politics UK said breaking: Donald Trump has filed a Federal Election Commission complaint against far-left Labor, helping the Kamala Harris campaign for illegal foreign campaign contributions and interference in the elections. So they're going on a court case now. Matthew Kamanzuli said, so now Jordan Peterson, who's visited Australia before, was denied visa to come to Sydney. They act as though Zoom, telephones and emails don't exist. Jordan B. Peterson is an academic is a great thinker on the centre-left of politics. What do these second-rate dunces in Parliament think they're actually achieving? They'll run immigration on full bore of mostly low-wage, low-prospect people, but won't let brilliant men like Peterson in. Something is very, very wrong here in Australia. DOQ said, I've got to be honest, it feels like whatever's about to happen in the coming hours, days and weeks could kick off events that lead to the largest event ever seen in American history. Biblical. Trying to focus on work or repetitive daily tasks is becoming almost impossible for me. Anyone else? Yep, definitely. It's going to happen, guys. Vincent Kennedy said we just never really looked till now. Sir Escanor, Hopium Slayer, said the Man of Steel and Christopher Reeve. Oh. And is this around his neck to hide the Adam's apple, maybe? I don't know. That's devastating. Really? Okay, Andrew Tate said it's time. He's coming back, so hang on. I don't want to put, there's music in this, so I don't want to put it on. So, okay, this is talking to Bush. He's coming back, sir. Who? Him. Who's him? Him. Oh, no. No, don't do that. No. And that was from Andrew Tate. There you go. That's why Andrew Tate was at the end. God, he reminded me of Sean Atwood for a minute there. Oh, no. Elon Musk said major vibe shift. IO said results from a new survey. Free speech is now ranked the second most important issue for Americans in the upcoming election. More important than healthcare, crime and immigration. The only thing above it is inflation. There you go. Climate change is down the bottom, and so is racial and ethnic inequality. Okay, and that's it for today, guys. It's going to be a short one because I have a lot to do. I keep getting phone calls, so I have to tend to that, and I've got someone coming over this afternoon that, yeah, we're going to have a good long talk and see what's going on, because I've just got non-stop phone calls for the last few days, even in the middle of the night. So, yeah, I've got to take care of this and see what's happening and see what I can do to help. And, yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm hoping to come live tomorrow. If not, I'll be here on Sunday, which is your Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. But I'm trying to get here first thing in the morning. Okay, guys, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. I'll let you know what's going on once I'm live. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye, guys.